Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. Now let's talk about configurations. First is like the company setup. You will be setting up a company hierarchy, a reorganization. Everything in Workday is somehow related to a company. Without company, you cannot do anything. Examples are paying to your suppliers. Now, when you're paying to suppliers, obviously they have done transaction with your company. They have sent stuff to your company which you have purchased from them and you would be paying them back. Now let's take an example of customer side. You have sold something using your company, right? Company is in the core of everything in Workday. You purchase business assets. For what? For your company. You process accounting journals. For what? For your company, be it any other ERP. There cannot be any business with a company, right? We all know that. That's why we start with the company setup first. Now in Workday, before you set up the company, we have a thing called a reorganization. In short, we call it as a reorg. What is that reorg? Reorg is nothing. It's a place where it captures the audit trail history of whatever transaction in the terms of configurations related to your company or company hierarchy. What roles have been assigned to this company? What roles have been assigned to this company by? At what date? What time? Like that, like that. Clear with the reorg. The master data, basically about the company incorporation, like that. You are saying that incorporation will happen separately, but it's a place where it captures all of the master data related activities. Let me first show you how it looks like, and then we'll create a fresh new reorg for our batch. If you want existing reorg, just type reorg here. Now, if I want to see this redeemed, see, it shows you when this create organization like a practice organization. Somebody has set up a company called Practice Org. When this was set up, what date, what time, and by whom. That way you can see it. It shows you the history or the activity of your organizations. Click Shri and Glory both in this. Now we'll create a new reorg. Create a new reorg is the task. Ask us to do something. To do some configurations. Now let's think about a very unique name that we can later on, because this reorg we're going to use for at least 3-4 chapters from now, or up to chapter 5 also, to use this name a bit of a unique name. Let's give it a name or Twitter. Twitter reorg. No need to put this reorg at the end. It's just like I'm putting it up, but you don't need to put it. In real world nobody puts it, but I'm just putting it up here. Reorg your nation date, like from which date you want to capture the history of transactions. Suppose you're doing implementation. The company which you're going to set up has been in existence since last 100 years. Some companies in the US are very old. They're like 100 years old companies also. Some insurance companies, NGOs, membership-based companies. In that case, what we typically do, that's a Workday methodology. But it depends. Like if it's a new company, you can put something like 2000 year also, 1986. Whenever it was set up, I'm telling the system that from now this date onward, whatever happens, or whatever I create in the system, capture that. In simple words, after this date, if I create anything, capture that in this place called reorg as an E100. Most of the time, almost 99.9% of the time, adopt an 900 for our implementation phases also. But again, it doesn't have to be Z900. If there's a new company which has been recently set up, like 50 or 60 years, then you would take that year. First date. Suppose that company was set up in 1st of Feb. Then you can also take the of Feb 1965. No need to take it at 1900. In that case, right now, everything is blank here. But once you start capturing transactions, you will see details here. We'll create a company hierarchy. Are both of you clear with the company hierarchy? A supervisory organization or superior organization to your company. Let me give you an example here. What is the company hierarchy? Reliance Industries or Reliance in typical is the parent company, but they have many other companies. Reliance Communication, Reliance Textiles, Reliance Chemicals, Reliance Petro, Reliance Agriculture, Reliance Pharmaceuticals, Reliance Retail. You know about it, right? Reliance has many companies in and around the world. Reliance is the parent company or the top level company or company hierarchy under which we have different companies. If I want to see a balance at the Reliance level or the balance sheet at the Reliance level, I can do that because all of the subsidiary firms like Reliance Petro, Reliance Pharmaceutical, Reliance Retail loading their balances. Again, their parent company, which is Reliance. Here on this, it's a top level of your company where they report the highest numbers, like whatever the report, financial numbers you have, you report to that level. Is it clear? What is the company hierarchy? It's just like we have Tata, right? We have Tata. Like this Jaguar. It's under Tata, and many of the Tata Consulting Services, if you look Tata Group, consolation based company, which does not do anything, which is like a holding company, which all these companies, in simple words, similarly, if Google is a product, a parent company, do you know of the parent company? I had no idea. Google is a subsidiary form of the parent company called Alphabet Incorporation. And Sundar Pichai is the chairman of that Alphabet company, not the Google. We know him by the Google. Google is just the one part of their business. They are by many other things. Alphabet, if you Google it, you will come to know that Alphabet is the parent company whose chairman is Sundar Pichai, and they have many subsidiary firms. They have taken over many companies, acquired many companies, and Google is just one of them. To your knowledge, let me add you one more thing. Do you know how many McDonald's? Do you know subletting? By this, what you call it, franchisee business, what they sell. That's, in by selling burger and fries and all this, core, sure, and all those things. Do you know that in real estate, they are a real estate based company? You heard, surprise, right? Real estate based company is not in this food and all this burger and fries. It's like a very small portion of revenue they generate from this selling this burger. And what they do, they acquire the land wherever they want to start the operations. They purchase the land. Then they give this land to this franchisee and then generate the revenue from this amount of this land from the franchisee along with the franchisee cost. That's how they earn. That's why you still get the burger in 20 rupees. They never earn from the company selling burgers or fries. They earn by real estate. This is just one of the example how the companies earn worldwide. Just to add you one more point here, the three big shots of the companies in the world, your Twitter, your Tesla, your Apple, this Alphabet, have not paid since the inception a single dollar tax to the US government. Do you know that? Very interesting, but they are not a single dollar tax to the US government, are in the tax saving bracket or something. They have got subsidy. It's a very like in research. If you love financials, I mean to that, what they do, there is an island in Europe, in Latin America. It is like more of a small country as per that country policy. Whatever the income is generated. In the foreign, there's a setup, a very dummy company. In this, I'll tell you, the island, they set up small company and then transfer their all royalties, incomes to that company in that particular island. And when you transfer that amount, there is nil tax, right? Whenever, whatever profit, things you have earned, when you bring that to that company, you don't have to pay single. Now what happens? You take that money again from them in terms of your subscription. All those things, there's a particular, I will explain some other day. And in this cycle, you don't have to show everything as an expense to the US government that you're into losses, because you have to that company, and that's how they have not put a single text their inception date. And you know how much they are running, right? I'll tell you the story later and how it works. But this is, you can read book How to Become Rich. I'll tell you the book title name. In that, the logic, how the companies paying the tax to the government, all never tax like that. In an abreast set, then you'll come off and kill radius. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.